What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today it is the first, I guess I'll call it, episode in this series, What I've Been Playing. Basically, this is what I created this channel for the most part. I wanted to use this channel as a game journal, and this is kind of how I want to do this. I want to, every week, at least one time a week, go through and talk about what games I've been playing, because there's always something that I want to finish, always want to try to get into that backlog, or if there's a new game out, finish that. So I want an excuse to talk about those games, and so this week we'll talk about a couple of games that I've been playing that I'm trying to get through and finish, and we'll just have a nice, chill conversation. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So really, this week I want to talk about 3 games. There's a couple other games that I do want to mention, but we'll talk about those a little bit later. But the first game I want to talk about that I'm really putting the most time into, a game that I didn't even think I would touch in 2025, but I just kind of got back into it. It's Phoenix Wright, the Ace Attorney trilogy, and I've been playing through the first game. I've actually already played the first game all the way through, but if I'm being honest, don't remember it. This was back in like 2022. My memory's not that great, but I've been playing through Ace Attorney. The first game, I want to go through all 3 games in the trilogy. It's a really long trilogy, so as much as I do want to get through it, I'm hoping I can, but I wouldn't be surprised if I don't. But I'll at least get through the first game, and I've already gone through the first 3 episodes, but the episodes do get longer as they go on. But so far, man, this is a really, really good trilogy. I mean, I guess I can't really talk about the trilogy. I've only played the first game, but the first game and the whole concept of this game is really well done. Basically, if you haven't heard of Ace Attorney before, you play as Phoenix Wright and you get put onto cases, murders. I'm not sure if there's anything else really. So far, it's only been murders, but you'll go through and you'll talk to very likable characters. The writing is really well done in this game. And you'll go to different parts of the crime scene, gather evidence, talk to people, really build up that court record. And then when you get into the courtroom and start doing it out with whoever the prosecutor is, it really gets good. That's when it gets good. It almost turns into like a puzzle game, because you're picking apart the witness's testimony and trying to figure out how they're lying, why they're lying. You press them on information to get more information. It's really well done, and it's super satisfying, especially when you get and you're able to figure out what their lie is in their testimony. It's really well done. And the story so far has been really good in the first 3 episodes. The first episode was really short, kind of like introduction episode, just to kind of teach you, what you're going to really be doing in Ace Attorney. And then the second and third episode really ramp up with the stories. And I feel like they're just going to get more crazier and unique from here. And I'm really excited to dive in and experience this trilogy. I've heard lots of good things about it. It's not I wouldn't say it's a very popular trilogy, but I feel like it's probably bigger in Japan. But I haven't heard a whole lot of people talk about it, but what I have heard is that it's a really good trilogy. And so far, just based on the first 3 episodes, I can say that, this is probably going to be a really wild ride. And I'm excited to keep going on it, because just this whole concept, it somehow turns being a lawyer into like this crazy drama show almost, and it works really well. Last thing I'll touch on so far is that the music in this game is just banging, dude. The music it goes crazy. And there's a lot of moments where, and there's not the music, the sound effects, like when you catch the witness in a lie, their facial animations, and that goes along with the sounds. It's super satisfying to see someone crack because you figured out that they were lying in their testimony. And I'll probably be talking about this one for a good bit. Keep updating on where I'm at with it. I'm hoping to get through maybe the first game, episodes 4 and 5, by next week's episode. We'll see. But I think I'll at least get done with 4. But Ace Attorney, going through that right now and really, really enjoying it. The next game that I've been trying to work through is God of War 2018. Now, admittedly, I've not been doing a very good job at it. I really have not been playing as much as I wanted to, but I really do want to get through this game. I played the original trilogy earlier last year. It was probably about, I think, maybe March or April, but a really good trilogy. I loved the God of War games. All of those games are fantastic games, and I've heard so many good things about God of War. So I started this actually early, maybe mid-December last year, and then Indiana Jones came out. I think Stalker 2 came out, so it might have been like late November when I started it, but kind of got off of it. But now I'm back on it. I want to finish it. I want to try to get the platinum, so I know it's going to take probably about 35-40 hours to do that. But I'm really excited to try and finish this game because so far it's been really good. It is a really different approach to God of War, very different from the original games. The original games were more, I guess they're both hack and slash games, but the original games were very hack and slash, very different games gameplay wise, but the story is taking I'd say a more mature tone with Kratos. Obviously he's older now, and I really like that direction. I like seeing him in that father figure role for Atreus, and so far it's working. Like I said, I've only played probably about maybe 5, 6, 7 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. I'm not very far into it, but this week is the week where I really want to get into it. I'm not going to have it finished by next week. I'd be very shocked if I did, and who knows, maybe I will, but so far, story-wise, I'm really liking it. I'm just kind of waiting for it to peak. I'm waiting for it to, climb up. It's good so far. I'm waiting for it to get great, and I'm sure it will. Gameplay is pretty solid. It feels pretty good. I'm not going to say it feels amazing. I would almost go as far to say is that I might even like the original trilogy better, but maybe that'll change because, like I said, I haven't played too much of it, and I still have a lot more game to go. But it feels good. It does feel good. I just feel like I feel like I might like the original trilogy, that really heavy hack and slash gameplay, better, but it takes a different approach. It's definitely more modern. It's a lot more modern. You got heavy hitboxes, lots of hits on enemies. They don't really dive quick. I'm not a huge fan so far of the progression in terms of upgrades and unlocking skills, but that's just me so far. Not a huge fan of that. It gets the job done. I'm not really a huge fan of how any of that works. It just doesn't feel very satisfying. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but and that could change as I get further into the game and maybe more things unlock. But so far, gameplay and progression are solid. But what I'm really playing this game for is the story and also the visuals, which are really fantastic in this game so far. I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing, and I'm assuming there's going to be a bunch of different locations that you go to, and different varieties of enemies. I'm excited to see where this game goes in terms of the art direction, because as the story goes along, I think the art direction is going to also go along with it and take different twists and turns that maybe I'm not even expecting. But really, I'm playing this game for the story. I'm playing this game for the story of Kratos and Atreus, and that's kind of what I'm playing the game for. So I'm really excited to see where this story ends up. Playing God of War, it'll probably be back on the video next week as I move through it, and so far, enjoying God of War. The last game that I really want to talk about in today's video is Doki Doki Literature Club. I know this is a super random game. I didn't really expect to play this game in 2025, but I will say this is the first game I finished this year, And man, is this game the wildest game that I have ever played. I mean, it's the wildest game I've ever played. I mean, there's nothing more I can say about it. If you've played this game, you know exactly what I mean. But if you haven't, man, you are in for a wild ride. For the first hour of this 4-hour game, it's a pretty standard dating simulator, and you go to school, you'll hang out with different people in the literature club, and you'll just kind of talk to them, and there's not really that much to it. And the first hour of the game, I'm going to be honest, I almost stopped playing after the first hour because it was getting pretty repetitive. But if you're in the same boat that I am with this game, if you only played through the first hour of it and it's the same thing, you need to keep pushing, because I assure you, I will tell you right now, it is not the same game that it is for the first hour. It takes a huge 180, 360, 540, however you want to do it. And it tells a wild story that gets very spooky, and it's super psychological horror based. There was a couple of times where my jaw was on the floor because what happened I did not expect. I mean, this is one of those games where just do not look into this game, just play it. It's about 3-4 hours long. It requires multiple playthroughs to really get the whole story, but without spoiling anything, I mean, this is it's one of those games that you'll want to experience for the first time again because of just the shock value. The shock value is off the charts with this game, and it's worth a playthrough. I am not into anime. I am not into these types of games, and this game is just go play it. Go play Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm telling you that don't judge a book by its cover. This game is not what it seems, and it goes in crazy directions, and they're the right directions, because you cannot expect what this game throws at you. Go play Doki Doki Literature Club. The first game I finished in 2025, and I do not regret it. Go play it. There are a bunch of other games that I kind of started or just kind of went back and forth with. I mean, there's a bunch of games that I really want to get into, especially in January, where it's really not busy at all in terms of new games coming out. February, it's going to get busy. So I started Phantom Liberty. I'm hoping to get back to that pretty soon. I started Half-Life. Went over to a buddy's house, and that's actually we played it together at my buddy's house, Doki Doki Literature Club. And I'm telling you, we were both just shocked. But we also played a couple of VR games. H3 is really fun. Definitely recommend that. It's just a bunch of guns and just go shoot things. It's really not a crazy concept, but it's done really well. Played a bit of Band Space. It's kind of like Rock Band, Guitar Hero in VR. And it's pretty fun, but it's done pretty well. Also started Hotline Miami. And I enjoyed that. I played a couple levels of that. I'm hoping to get back to that soon. So just kind of jumping back and forth, starting a lot of games. Crash Team Racing I did start, and I enjoyed it. I'm still playing through it, and I think I'm going to finish it pretty soon. Just kind of off and on, getting in there, playing a couple races. It's pretty hard, but it's a good kind of difficult where you'll want to keep playing and learning how the game works. It's nothing like Mario Kart in terms of difficulty and driving. I think it's definitely up there, but really fun. Loving the characters and the character that the game has with music and visuals is really good. Also started playing Spyro, and I played a good maybe an hour of it, and that's not a whole lot of time obviously, but I just wasn't really feeling it. And let me know down in the comments if you think I should keep playing through it and it gets better, because I was just kind of comparing it to Jak and Daxter, which I played back in maybe September, August. Really enjoyed that game. I just don't feel like Spyro really holds up to that. I'm not sure why I was comparing it to it, but I was. but I think I'm going to drop that game. But like I said, let me know down in the comments if you think I should go back to Spyro. So these are just kind of some of the games that I've kind of been playing, but really the three main games that I talked about that I have been playing a lot are Ace Attorney, God of War, and then I played Doki Doki Literature Club and finished it. So that'll wrap up the first episode of what I've been playing. I'm hoping, like I said, to make this a weekly series where I just go over and talk about the games that I've been playing and kind of give updates on where I'm at with these games, and then my thoughts on, how I'm feeling with where I'm at with these games. So I'm hoping to turn this into a weekly series, and I'm hoping it'll, like I said, it's just like a game journal for me. I'm really just looking to make an excuse to talk about the games that I've been playing, and this is a good reason to do that. So that's it for the first episode. Let me know down in the comments what you think about these games. Have you played these games? Recommend games to me. I always am looking for the next game. I have a bunch of stuff in my backlog, so just let's have a discussion down in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about these games, or if there's any games that you think I should check out. But thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you later.